I have a comment. We feel these charges are bogus charges, and Leo intends to vigorously defend these charges. I have some experience with the jurors in Luzerne County, and I can tell you the jurors in Luzerne County are fair and impartial. And I'm sure after they hear about the evidence in this case, they're going to conclude that these are indeed bogus charges, and they're going to acquit Leo. Thank you.
Are you going to try this in Luzerne County? You think it'll be fair in Luzerne County?
I made my statement.
What about his towing?
Lee, do you have any comment? Do you want to say anything? Do you deny these accusations?
More investigations going on that we don't know about? Okay, thank you.
Initiated an investigation that was largely conducted by members of the FBI. As a result of what they found, we determined that theft charges were appropriate, and Mr. Glodzik was charged federally.
Sam, his attorney says that the charges are bogus.
Well, he will get his day in court to try and show a jury that in fact they are. We're very confident in the facts of this case. You can see in the affidavit a wire was conducted where Mr. Glodzik was soliciting the FBI basically for money that was supposed to be in evidence. He in fact did take money and ended up splitting that money with someone who was on a task force with the FBI.
Are you aware of other investigations continuing?
I can't comment on other investigations.
Have any other city officials or any city officials been interviewed in connection with this investigation?
Have they been interviewed in connection with these charges?
Yes.
Not that I'm aware of.
Your office investigated or interviewed anyone from the city?
No.
Is any other arrests connected with this case expected?
At this time, I can't comment on the continuation of any investigation related to this person. As far as these charges are concerned, the investigation.
Sam, I don't think any of us have read the affidavit, but the nature of the allegations that have existed for almost 2 years here suggest auto theft or something along those lines. Can you comment on a little bit more of the specific nature of the charges?
Sure. To be clearer for these charges actually do not arise out of anything to do with the city of Wilkes-Barre or any theft of any automobile. What actually is alleged to have occurred in this case is that Mr. Glodzik was approaching as a member of the Safe Streets Task Force for the purpose of getting a tow contract, not really a contract, but for towing vehicles that they were seizing as a result of arrests. In this case, a vehicle was towed and money was left in the vehicle that was supposed to be turned into evidence. Mr. Glodzik obtained that money and then ended up splitting the money with a member of the task force who was actually acting in an undercover capacity.
Was that fake money then? Was that there for that purpose?
Yes.
When did this happen?
January 29th.
The towing contract at all? The towing contract change with that?
Who is the
Because of this?
I'm not permitted to recommend any legal action on behalf of Wilkes-Barre City. I have been made aware that they do intend to take some action as a result of these charges being filed whenever they were going to be filed. You would have to talk to the city officials for that.
the Safe Street program? Is that state or your
The Safe Streets program is one in which a member of the Pennsylvania State Police is embedded with the FBI and works on a consistent basis out of the FBI division in Scranton.
Can you tell us how much money was left in the vehicle?
$2,100. So,
Now, Sam, is it unusual that they enter immediately at an arraignment?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
They immediately pleaded not guilty.
They do that in every case.
Okay.
A preliminary arraignment. They would enter a not guilty plea.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing unusual.
Okay.
Did your investigation use any of the records that were subpoenaed in February from the city police department?
No.
Was that subpoena in connection to this investigation?
No. It was related to this person, but not this investigation. Obviously, they had to do with, I think, vehicles that were towed. I have not been privy to those documents. I haven't seen them, and I haven't been told anything about them. So.
Why did the FBI send it back to the state?
Because a theft charge would not fit under federal guidelines, and it fits pretty squarely into the charges that we brought here today. So only because the facts of the case fit the state charges.
Sam, some on the defense side may argue that the high-profile information that's been out there about this gentleman may have pushed his prosecution. Is that completely false?
That's completely false. we brought this prosecution because the facts fit the crime. There was no pressure put on us to make an arrest sooner rather than later, as you can see. The actual incident occurred in January, so the investigation continued until this time, until we were prepared and confident that we had the information to bring the charges.
What spurred this investigation? What caused the FBI and the state to begin looking into Mr. Glodzik?
Not being a member of the FBI, couldn't really comment on that. I don't have any knowledge why they began looking at Mr. Glodzik, or if it was for this purpose or not.